last topic, we're going to be writing an equation from 2 points. Okay, now, what we have to remember is that an equation just requires two things, the slope and the y-intercept. So we need to take whatever we have, whether it's a graph or a slope and a point, whatever it is, and we need to be able to find the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so let's take a look at how we would do this if we're given 2 points. So here's what the problem might look like. Write the equation of the line that passes through 3, -2 and -1, 10. Okay, so here's the thing. I need the slope and the y-intercept. So ask yourself, do I have a way to find the slope or the y-intercept? Well, we know that we have a way to find slope from 2 points, right? We just did that. We're going to use the slope formula. This is the tool in our toolbox that's going to get us from 2 points to the slope. Okay, so step 1, use the slope formula to find the slope. Okay, so here's what step 1 looks like here. M equals, okay, look, I'm going to label my points, x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm going to label, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Do the math, this becomes 10 plus 2, that's 12. -1 minus 3, that's -4. This is basically 12 divided by -4. Positive divided by negative is negative, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So my slope is -3. Now look, this is great news. I just found my m. So I'm halfway there, right? I just need my slope and I need my y-intercept. So now, look, now I'm going to go back and use, so now I have a slope and I have a point. I actually have 2 points, but I only need one of them because now I'm going to use these notes, writing an equation from a point and a slope. Okay, so I'm going to choose either point, right? So I'm going to plug slope and either point. It doesn't matter which one you use in to find the y-intercept. Okay, so what does that look like? That looks like this. I have my slope. So look, here's my y equals mx plus b. So here's my m. I don't care which point you use. It doesn't matter. Let's say I just choose this one. I'm going to choose my x1 and my y1, so I'm going to plug in. Now here's what I can't do. I can't choose like x1 and y2. I have to choose one point. So I can choose this point or I can choose that point, but I can't choose both. Okay, so let's say I choose this point. So I'm going to plug in -2 for y. And I'm going to plug in 3 for x. And I'm going to solve for b. So I get -2 equals -3 times 3 is -9. And I'm going to get rid of this 9 by adding 9 to both sides. And I get 7 equals b. Okay, so I now have my slope and I have my m and my b, right? So now I'm going to write the equation. Okay, so that looks like this. Y equals m x plus b. Okay, now I want to show you, remember I said I could use either point. Look, I'm purposely writing this in another paper because I don't want you to write it. But let's say here, let's just say I had chosen, instead of using this point, to use this point instead, right? So that would have been, I would still have plugged in -3 for slope, and I would have plugged in -1 for x and 10 for y. I just want you to see so that you believe me. Negative times negative is positive. I still would have gotten 7 for b, right? I still would have gotten 7. So it doesn't matter which point I plug in. And in fact, what we do is we go back and we check with the other point. So this is, we kind of go through a lot of steps here, so it's possible we make a mistake. So this is a great opportunity to check your answer. And so here's what checking your answer looks like. And I'm going to do it right. I'll just do it right below so we can see. Okay, so I'm going to take my other point and I'm going to plug in. So I'm plugging in y equals mx plus b. And now what I do is I see, is that equation true? So negative times negative is positive. This is 3. Does 10 equal 3 plus 7? Yeah, this becomes 10 equals 10, which is a true statement. Okay, so this is the whole process. Okay, slope formula, find the slope. Then we've already done this process. Write your equation, and then this is a great opportunity. Having a second point gives a great opportunity to check your answer. Okay, let's do one more example. We'll do this one. You'll see ends up with a little bit of a tricky piece. Okay, let's say my 2 points now. Let's just imagine, write the equation line that passes through. Let's say my 2 points for this. 2, negative 1, and 8, 2. All right, let's go through this process. First, the slope formula to find slope. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so step 1, slope formula to find slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This becomes plus, that's 3 over 6. Okay, now I'm going to reduce. I notice that both of these can be divided by 3. I happen to have both positive numbers here, so this is just going to stay positive. And my slope is 1/2. So I found my m. Okay, now I'm going to plug in. So I have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to just choose to plug in, I'll choose to plug in this one. I have all positive numbers, it's kind of nice. So I'm going to choose y equals mx plus b. Okay, so now I'm going to do this multiplication. This is, you can think of what's 1/2 of 8. That'll get you the same answer here. But I could do it like this, 1/2 times 8 over 1. That becomes 8, 2, this becomes 4. Okay, so this becomes 4 plus b. I'm going to get b by itself by subtracting 4 from both sides. Okay, so my equation is, here's my b, here's my m. Y equals mx plus b. And then let's just check it really quick. I'm checking it using the other point. So my other point is negative 1 equals mx plus b. Okay, and then let's just make sure this is a true equation. This is 1/2 of 2, right? That's 1/2 of 2. You could do the multiplication like this, but half of 2 is just 1, right? This becomes 2 over 2, which is 1. So this is 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 equals negative 1. Looks good. Okay, you're going to use the next couple pages as workspace for this.